Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter, of course, at Movies TV Mad. Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester United 3. You know, I was looking on the bench during the madness of the result and just before the final whistle blew, and I saw Van der Beek, and I just felt devastated for him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has destroyed that man's career. And now he's done with him, he's begun destroying Sancho's career as well. Why would you buy someone with so much potential in terms of Van der Beek and Sancho and then not use them? Obviously, the formation he played yesterday was very hard to use Van der Beek. And Sancho, it's a bit hard for vastly gifted players, although there were a lot of gifted players. But let's not mistake ourselves here. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't play 3 at the back. He played 7 at the back. Yes, he did. We have got a manager playing Wimbledon football for the mighty Manchester United. He can only utilise world-class players when he's playing ultra defensive. Is this what we want? A Joe Kinnear style football at Manchester United. He spent hundreds and hundreds of millions on world-class players. Players that have the potential to break down any defence, defeat and embarrass any team in the world and win any trophy. But this manager can't see the potential of this team and these players unless he's being ultra defensive with them. Embarrassing. So everyone's celebrating. Listen, I know everyone's not celebrating. I know there's a huge portion of the fandom out there who feel depressed this morning. I hear a lot of journalists and top reds saying, how can you fucking want your own team to lose? I'll tell you why. Because a manager like Solskjaer is holding our club hostage with mediocrity, and we want him out. Now, I'm going to be clear, and you know I didn't want my team to lose yesterday. I'm happy of the win. Now, without Cristiano Ronaldo, we don't do anything. You know the player all you Ollie inners blamed for our problems? You fucking embarrassments? Yeah? Without him, we wouldn't even have many goals this season, let's be honest, or many other victories. I'm calling him Manchester United's official caretaker manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is just a spare part. I don't know why Ronaldo isn't our player caretaker manager. It's clear from his personality and the way he speaks and the respect he commands from the rest of the players, he could do the job. So I don't know why we still got this Cabbage Patch Doll as our manager. No, the victory changes nothing for me. 3 really good finishes, especially Ronaldo's. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Rashford and I'm happy for El Matador. Brilliant. Brilliant player. And you know, Ollie was bigging up El Matador in training on Tuesday, saying he'd never seen a player play like that in training, whatever that means. I mean, he's played with a lot of great players, right? So he's bigging him up. The problem is, Ollie, what about the players you're destroying, like Sancho and VDB? You know, we're talking about cruelty here. But it's just, look, although I wanted us to win, you know, as soon as we scored the first goal, my heart sank. Because I knew what that would mean. Look, if you keep a clean, basically, if Man United keep a clean sheet out from you, against you, you should be embarrassed. Manchester United boasting about a clean sheet against Spurs is like me showing off after being shot with blank bullets. Yeah? So, we haven't got a good defence. We haven't, even with Varane in the team prior to yesterday's game, we've still leaked goals. And what's interesting, the results yesterday are very interesting, the other results from the top teams, because it shows we're heading for a very inconsistent Premier League season. Now look at it, I mean, weren't Liverpool 2-0 up and then Brighton brought it back to 2-2? Wow, after they thrashed us the week before. Not that they played that well, and we all said that, didn't we? Chelsea won, Chelsea are on top now, they were always my favourites for the league. This manager is a great manager, Chelsea were right. Abramovich was right to sack Lampard and bring this world-class German manager in. Everyone knew of his class, and Chelsea are going to dominate for years because of it. Fact. What's the other team? I can't remember. I mean, Arsenal are doing really well, so that's interesting because they had a mare of a start to the season. And their manager was under the same pressure as Ollie, but I rate their manager a lot more than our manager because I don't rate him at all. And Manchester City lost to Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. I can't believe it. Patrick Vieira's doing a good job. And the sad thing is, Patrick Vieira's never going to manage Manchester United. If anything, he's going to go to Arsenal. So Arsenal have got a kind of an exciting future now because he's not going to stay at Palace. He's going to prove himself at Palace and then probably go to Arsenal in the end. So lucky old Arsenal, right? Because no such luck for us. I'd love to have Vieira as manager at Manchester United. But saying that, isn't it time for a really proficient, experienced manager rather than these young managers trying to find their way through? I mean, look at the mess Ollie's given us. But Ollie's a fraud, and we know that. And so we're all talking about now that Ollie needs to play this way all the time. I want you to think about this very, very carefully. You want Manchester United to play negative defensive football all the time. Think about that. I want you to think about it and comment down below. Do you seriously want this defensive, negative system? This was a rubbish game. Apart from the goals, it was a boring game. This wasn't a free-flowing Manchester United performance. It was ultra defensive, and as usual, away from home, Ollie's Manchester United picked the home team off. I always was really confident about this game. I told you I predicted from 1-0 to 2-1 to 3-1. We won 3-0. It was obvious we were going to win this game. That's why they didn't sack him, you see, because it's a little bit of positivity that he's won this game, but not for the intelligent fans. And the top res, let's be clear here, are not intelligent Manchester United fans or football fans in general. They just think they're doing the right thing by putting us down for speaking the truth. Here is the truth. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't a good manager. And he won yesterday by doing what he always does away from home. Why do you think we've got one of the best away records in the league? Because he defends and hits teams on the break. That's what he did when he first came in. And it looked good. But we weren't playing total football. But at least it was some kind of football when he first came. We don't play any kind of football now. So those of us who are saying we've got to play like this all the time are not necessarily wrong, because it's probably the way to utilise the way he wants to play, which is defensive. He doesn't understand or know how to play exciting, free-flowing football, and he's unwilling to do it because it's too many risks, and all he cares about is surviving as manager of Manchester United. He doesn't care about you, me, or the other fans or the players. All he cares about is self-survival. So I think he'll continue to play this way. Can he play this way though against Atalanta? I don't think he can. So what does that mean? Who does he play then? Because Atalanta are a very different proposition than Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur are probably one of the worst teams right now in the form book in the Premier League. They've got a new manager. He's a very negative manager. He did okay at Wolves, but yeah, he's a very negative manager. His teams really don't score a lot of goals, but now and again they'll do okay. But as I said in yesterday's, when we were doing the preview to the game, I said that this manager at Spurs was one of the only ones who agreed to go to them. Many elite top-class managers decided not to go there, turned Tottenham down, which is crazy, right? What's happened to Tottenham all of a sudden? Well, I'll tell you what's happened to Tottenham all of a sudden. Nobody wants to basically work with that, that chief executive, because they know what he's like. Look what he's done to poor Harry Kane. Harry Kane was promised he'd be able to leave this summer, and he hasn't. What a betrayal. And look at him now. This is what happened to Sancho at Dortmund last year. He wasn't in form because they promised him a move, and his form failed. Because you can say, oh, he's being a diva, but he's not. He thought he was going to get something he wanted, and he hasn't got it. It's his career, and it's his right to move if he wants to. And that's the thing about it. So, look, it's very, very interesting. I mean, I'm talking about Tottenham. We're talking about Man United here. So my assessment of the game is simple. It was ultra defensive. It was boring. It was dull. And we won an easy, straightforward game with those tactics. But it doesn't alter the fact that this manager shouldn't be here. You know, and I just felt afterwards, because there's so much noise on Manchester United Twitter, isn't there? There's always this kind of, you see, you've been proved wrong, you Ollie haters. No, we're not wrong. He's crap. He shouldn't be the manager of our club. It doesn't matter how many more games he wins. But isn't it interesting, everyone? Because Champions League knockout stage qualification hasn't been secured yet. And he's got to play Atalanta. And if he loses that game, because he will lose games again. I mean, everyone loses games, but he will. Sooner rather than later, he will be shown wanting. As I say, this is Frank Spencer turning up to a football club and saying, hello, I want to be a manager today, okay? And it's like him being allowed to do that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is bullshitting his way into being a coach. And he's using Manchester United Football Club to do it. This great, legendary, iconic club with so much beautiful history. And we're stuck with this manager. This manager should have been sacked after the Liverpool game at the end of last season. And he's been given an opportunity, and now he's won a game, and everyone thinks it's all right. And the Glazers think we're under no pressure now. He can stay, it's all right. We can drag this thing out. But how long do we drag this Cabbage Patch Doll manager into being our manager? How long does this last for? Another season? 2, 3, 4, 5, 10? You understand, and I'm talking to the Ollie defenders now, you understand he's never going to win a trophy at Manchester United. He's had opportunities to win trophies, and he's chickened out because he's all about self-fucking survival. He won't even take risks in a final or a semi. This manager is a fraud. A great player for us, but he's a fraud as a manager. And no matter what any of you say, he shouldn't be there. Harry Maguire, I love Roy Keane taking the piss out of Harry Maguire, by the way. I thought that was great. Cracked me up. I actually duetted it on my TikTok. But listen, Harry Maguire is an okay central defender. He's not that good. He's okay. And he's certainly not club captain material. There are many players at United that are, but he's not. He's a terrible captain. And everything he says is scripted. And I don't like him. He reminds me of Alan Shearer. We're gonna keep plugging away, used to hate it. I hate that non-passionless, way some people talk. And it is like what Maguire says is scripted, and it wouldn't surprise me if it is scripted. I think the players do have to follow a script, which is very sad, isn't it? Because it's a different era of football now. So, Ollie Inners, let me say this to you. Nothing has changed. Nobody's been proved wrong. Basically, he beat a load of crap because our players are better than their players, simple as that. And we go again, as the saying goes. Every time we lose, we go again. But can he do it against Atalanta, and can he do it against Manchester City, which admittedly have just lost a Premier League game, but they're playing Manchester United. And after losing a game, they're not going to want to lose another one. Obviously, this may not be Manchester City's season. It's looking like more of a Liverpool-Chelsea title running. That will be my prediction, but it'll be interesting. Manchester United are already out of the Premiership title race. We can't afford to be out of the Champions League. But if he is out of the Champions League, surely there can be no defence of him keeping his job. This has been the MUFC Daily. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Please like, share, subscribe. Say that again. Please like, share and subscribe. Comment down below. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss this perfection. And I'll see you again tomorrow for even more MUFC Daily. Till then, goodbye.